Welcome to the Extraordinary Culture Podcast. Podcast for the culture that is music, movies, sports, food, and beer. The Extraordinary Culture.
So we have a birthday today. It's our second anniversary, or as I like to call it, the 21st anniversary spectacular.
Is that why you're in your birthday suit?
Yes. Can you guys all tell? Marvel at my birthday suit.
In all its glory.
So
I have to say, that's probably the closest thing we've come to a dick joke in 2 years.
yeah. Yeah. But about that, I was telling a friend of mine we do a podcast. He's like, well, do you like do sex and dicks and fart jokes? I go, no, not really. He goes, I do that all the time. I go, well, yeah, we kind of have a little bit different focus, and we're also all in long-term relationships, and that's just not how we play anymore.
It's when I explain the podcast to people, I usually tell them it's just like four guys that have grown up with each other. Three of them are related, and me being the outsider. But I mean, I've grown up with you guys, so it's a different level of friendship.
Yeah.
So I do plenty of dick and fart jokes everywhere else.
Yes, me too at work. And it's just like, there's sometimes we could just say like a word to each other and have a look and all of us get it and we start laughing like crazy.
Exactly.
I mean, Rick's wife says, yeah, I see Rick looking at his phone and laughing. And she's like, what are you laughing at? I goes, oh, Xavier sent me something.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Well, shit, going back to the family thing, my mom will call you my fourth son and vice versa and this and that. We're all pushing 40. It's close to 30 years we've known each other, even if it's not been.
We've done plenty of dick and fart jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've all outgrown them where there's no more stories about tranny hookers and...
I'll give you a good funny dick and fart joke. Remember when we went to go see the Quakes at an American Nightmare and I farted on the floor? Cleared out the whole room. On the little side stages right before Plan 9 was going to go on. Cleared it out because I just ripped a big one.
And we're like, dude, you just got to get out of here. I think that's one of also times we saw Bridget the Midget too.
Yeah, that was. Right, she was there. She was out on the side of the stage.
Before she stabbed her boyfriend?
Before.
Well
before she stabbed him. He had it coming. You guys check out Disney Plus yet?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
religiously.
Shit. So
I dare say wrestling has taken a back seat to Disney Plus.
Dude, it has. I think a lot of things have taken a back seat to Disney Plus. What's your guys' first impressions on it?
It's great. It's very right now it has everything that everybody wants to see. I mean, there's some like deep diving that people want to go into, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But I'm looking at this like, oh my god, that's on there. Oh my god, that's on there. I'm like, bedknobs and broomsticks. Oh my god, I haven't heard that like in 20 years.
Yeah.
Well, you saw one of the first things I watched, even before The Mandalorian, because I was waiting for Alicia to be able to sit and watch that, was Flight of the Navigator.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, yeah.
And I had to go into there, and the next thing on my watch list is The Rocketeer. Some of those things. But the one thing I did notice, and I know we talked about maybe doing that later, was some of the cartoons that I couldn't find.
Yeah.
Like some of the Donald Duck ones, like Snow Fight. Mm-hmm. I'm having trouble finding Donald's Snow Fight. Where he's got the big old coat and there's the snowball fight with his nephews. I did find some of the Goofy how-to video cartoons.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
So you can find like how to, what was the one I watched? We watched The Art of Skiing, which he goes, Sheen. The Art of like Gymnastics or something like that. So there's a few of them on there and those are like, yes.
Yeah, what I was looking for was the Skeleton Dance. That's probably one of my favorite Disney cartoons.
Yeah.
So that wasn't on there, but I did see the one where the Ghostbusters. Mm-hmm. And that's another of my favorites. I remember watching it like it was either a viewfinder or this little thing that Fisher Price did where you cranked it and you got to watch it.
Yeah.
So that was something that's always been like one of my favorite Disney cartoons.
Yeah. You didn't find Trick or Treat either, which is Donald's nephews with the witch.
Yeah, my brother said like, I was looking for the Disney's Halloween treat, and that wasn't on there. So I watched that Ghost one, and I was a little disappointed because that wasn't what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure as time goes
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff that's still under contract with Netflix
Yeah.
and some of these other streaming
and that's
services.
exactly what we're talking about with like Trick or Treat. Is it's included in Disney's House of Villains,
Mm-hmm.
which is still on Netflix.
Mm.
So there's those pieces there. I know there's some of the Marvel movies you click on and go, this will be released later this year once the contract is up with this. And
Yeah, that was a big complaint that I would get from people at work, complaining about it sucks. It doesn't do this. It doesn't have this. It's like, you got to give it time. This thing just started. You're not.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of stuff, but it's not going to have everything up front.
And you also got to remember, a lot of that stuff hasn't been updated to 4K. So I think that's a little bit what they're waiting for.
Look at The Simpsons.
Yeah.
The Simpsons aspect ratio was just trash. I guess streaming off of the streaming service, but now they're saying they're going to go back and fix it.
Yeah, they said by 2020 early.
no, the problem with that was they did fix it. And when they fixed it, they went from a 4.3 to a 16.9.
Mm-hmm.
And when they did that, some of the side jokes, the sight gags, got cut off.
Oh, okay.
So they actually have to go back and restore it back to the original
to
to get all those. Like,
okay.
if
All right.
instead of where you just have the little sight gags on the storefronts or whatever like that, those pieces, those are getting lost.
Gotcha.
So you're not going to realize it next to Moe's Tavern is Toots Uncommon Music, which is a name for Toots and the Maytals.
Yep.
Oh shit. Yeah, that's there's a lot of cool stuff on there. I've already seen some like nature documentaries. One of the first movies I think we watched was Sandlot. The first thing I watched was Mandalorian. I wait for no man on that one.
Yeah.
I am not waiting for anybody for that.
On Thursday morning, when it was available, I got the bundle package, went to work. I came home, did everything I needed to do. I said, now's my 30 minutes that I get to watch The Mandalorian.
That's the one thing I haven't done yet because I do have all three. I have Hulu and ESPN Plus. I haven't bundled them yet. That's the next thing. But I'm not worried about $7 a month right now.
Yeah.
Especially when I get to watch Mandalorian whenever I want, or Star Wars. That is like all I watch at the shop now. I rekindled my love for Star Wars.
So have you gone and watched A New Hope yet? Because I haven't done that.
Yes, we actually watched New Hope.
I haven't
the other
watched that
day.
yet.
It's the quality of them it's the Blu-ray version. So,
But there's supposed to be that final tweak to the Greedo Han thing.
oh, I missed that. I probably was.
You were
I'm
probably
working, doing
but-
something else. I missed that part. Yeah, that whole controversy with that. I could care less. It's just a little tweak,
That's
whatever.
the one reason I kept the DVDs is because they have the original scene. I have the original
I
cut.
had the original VHS.
Yeah,
too,
I have the
so
original
it's-
cut of it. I have the original cut of it where it shows Han shooting first, and I kept it for that. When I was watching, I was looking for on the Star Wars ones, and they haven't put these up. And I know they've released these before on DVD. Is the Droids cartoon?
Oh yeah.
The Ewoks cartoon, and then these have never been released on DVD. I know they've been released on VHS because a friend of mine told me he bought them when he was worked at a video store. But it was the Caravan of Courage and the Battle for Endor, the Ewoks,
The Ewoks movies.
Yeah,
I remember them.
so
One's got Wilford Brimley in it.
yes, so I was looking for those. Those weren't available, but I know the other elements have come in to the Star Wars universe. So.
Have you guys seen the Phineas? I'm gonna chop it up. Phineas and Herb.
Phineas and Ferb?
Ferb. Their Star Wars.
Yes, I've seen it when it was actually on Disney Channel.
I've seen it, yeah.
Yeah, I heard it was really good. Everybody
is
keeps telling me
fun.
to
It's
look
fun.
for that one. Yeah.
It's fun. Phineas and Ferb in general is just they're amazing. I love them. And Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, that Jeff.
See, I haven't
Goldblum.
watched that yet.
That
You
one
need
was
to
a
watch
good
the
one.
Jeff Goldblum stuff. It's total Jeff Goldblum, and I want to know more about ice cream.
Yeah.
So I'm going to visit this place about ice cream, and they're going to create a unique flavor for me.
And I haven't watched any of the National Geographic stuff, and I grew up and I loved National Geographic.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite programs growing up when it was on PBS, and thanks to listeners like you.
Yeah. You know what I'm actually excited and I haven't done it yet is the Disney nature movies too.
Yeah, I've
Those
started
come on Earth
watching.
Day.
I watched the Yellowstone Cubs one that's on there.
Yeah.
That was like 1968 or something like that.
But even the more recent ones that are coming out, they release one for Earth Day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
they do those.
Yeah.
Like there's the panda one Anthony wanted to see and we haven't had a chance to. So now I'm like, let's watch it, dude. Let's go gung ho.
Do you even like some of
Yeah.
the stuff that's like out of the vault, like Peter Pan, 101 Dalmatians, Pinocchio? They got all the hits. Oh,
And they
man.
have John Carter, so they have all the misses too.
Hey, but you know
I
what?
liked John Carter, man.
But you know what? That's fair because like they're realizing that not everything was a hit, but there's some people who like it. Like my brother's all, dude, the Black Cauldron's on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
That's funny.
The Black Cauldron, the Black Hole.
The one thing I want to see, and I heard it's a big hit in Scandinavia. I want to say it's like Sweden or Norway, one of those, is Donald Duck's Christmas special. Christmas time with Donald Duck. They say like in a certain country, like basically they show it on Christmas Eve, and the whole country shuts down, and it has like some of the highest ratings of the year.
That's wild. Yeah, that's crazy that they. Yeah, I want to see that cartoon. Now.
That's why I was like, I want to see that. So there's also a petition. Like, if there's certain things that you want to see, Disney will is looking to like, well, what do you want to see? And if we have enough interest, we'll put it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when we stayed at Paradise Pier the other night, there's a giant poster for Bee at the Beach with Donald Duck. I wanted to look for that and see that if that was on here.
Now, was Disney Plus available at the hotel?
No, I was looking for it. I was like, dude, they've got to at least have it here. No, they didn't. Excuse me. I was when I was going to take a shower to get ready to go to the event, I was trying to listen to some music off of my iPad in the bathroom, and I didn't have a signal. They had a guest Wi-Fi, but I didn't set up for it. The next morning, when I went to watch episode 3 of Mandalorian, I was outside right near a window, so I had enough signal strength so I could at least watch a few minutes of it before we took off. So I was able to watch some of it there just through the Disney Plus off of my iPad, but it didn't have it like pre-installed into any of the TVs. They should, bastards.
You at least
like a
think
week old, even though it's only like a week or two old.
Maybe on a Disney cruise.
Yeah,
but this has been coming for how long? They've known about. They
Yeah,
could prep
really.
that.
So Dan, you were at Disneyland this week.
I was.
So how's Christmas time at Disneyland?
Oh man, we actually didn't go into Disneyland Park. We went to DCA, and they had a giant Christmas tree there. They had a bunch of stuff that was already decked out, ready for Christmas. It looks really cool over there. I want to go back sometime before Christmas happens again. I'd like to go and check out Magic Kingdom and see all the stuff that they have over there. But it looks pretty cool. I know a few people that have posted photo or videos of the tree lighting at night because they do it every night, right? I think they turn the tree on.
Yeah.
So I know a few people have posted videos and stuff like that. Like I said, I haven't been able to see that one yet, but and when we went to Celebration, there was the tree was already lit up. So yeah, I mean it looks really cool out there. When we went, all the stores were closed.
Yeah.
So because we went during a special event. So I didn't get to see any of the merch that they had there for sale, but I mean, I'm sure they always have really cool shit with all the new stuff that they have coming out. I'm sure they're going to have some pretty awesome stuff.
Now, I was watching a blogger that I on YouTube, and he was there on last Sunday, I believe, and they had a celebration, and it wasn't an official Disney celebration, but for Life Day, Star Wars Life Day.
Oh.
Wow. So Wookiee Life Day. So it was just a bunch of people, like, a fan-based event.
Sure.
But they had Chewbacca out there, talking and, giving people hugs and stuff like that. And people,
cool.
it was cool. And when I first saw Life Day, is that going to be something official? So we'll get into The Mandalorian. Well, maybe we'll talk about that a little bit more.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, all right. Well, you guys want to take a break and then we'll move on to some other stuff?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's take a break.
So, have you guys seen Dolomite yet? Dolomite is my name on Netflix.
No, not yet.
Dude, it is funny. Eddie Murphy is the star of it. He plays Rudy Ray Moore, which is a blaxploitation. He used to also do comedy albums like in the vein of Red Fox.
Okay.
It is hilarious. I was laughing the whole time. The guy just never gave up on stuff. Like, he was working at a record store, and he was doing an act, and there's this old black guy used to come in and tell all these black filthy stories. So Rudy Ray Moore went over there and said, like, let me record some of your stories and borrow this. He changed him up, changed his act where he's a pimp, and he's like, I need to record a record. The motherfucker was selling records out of the backseat of his, not in the backseat, but the trunk of his car. He was selling like the pimps and all the truckers and shit like that. And people loved his act. It caught attention of a record label. And so, you know what? I need to make a movie because I'm watching these fucking movies. I think it was called Front Page, which was like supposed to be like the big comedy at the time with the guys from The Odd Couple, which is Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau. He's all, is this supposed to be fucking funny? This shit sucks. So he made a movie on his own. He borrowed money against his future royalties. He made a movie. I mean, people, like, the critics panned it, but like fans loved it. And the movie's hilarious. Snoop Dogg's in it. Mike Epps is in it.
Oh, wow.
The guy who was in that one ghost show. It was a ghost show on Fox, and he was also in what's that one Kevin Smith movie where they make a porno? Zack and Miri make a porno.
Make a porno?
He was a black guy in there with the.
Oh, Craig Robertson.
Yeah, he was in it.
No way. Really?
Yeah.
Wow. There's
He's
actually a lot
hilarious,
of
man.
people.
I
there
love
in
Craig
this movie.
Robertson.
Yeah, it's an all-star cast. Definitely worth checking out. It is hilarious. I mean, I love the blaxploitation genre to begin with, and I laughed the whole damn time. Everybody's like, "Dude, you gotta go check out Dolomite."
Yeah.
It's funny. It's like he's writing the script, and this guy he gets to write the script is like this serious black actor wants to, like, black cinema, and this guy's like, "Nah, man." I goes, "I want to do make sure when you write this, you put a lot of whores and pimps in it and some karate too." And what's funny is like Rudy Ray Moore didn't know karate, so like you see the karate scenes,
It's garbage.
yeah, he's like doing like kicks and it's like 3 feet off the ground and stuff like that. The acting's horrible, but hey, he worked his ass off. The movie was like made $10 million in 1975,
Wow.
and it cost maybe $100,000. So he
did all right.
did all right.
Okay. That's pretty cool. So, and Eddie Murphy was good in it?
Eddie Murphy was good in it.
Because that's been a long time since he's had a decent movie, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I just saw Haunted Mansion. I thought it was all right.
Here's what I'm gonna say about Haunted Mansion. It was cool seeing all those ghosts come to life.
Yeah, it was. I was telling somebody. I was telling somebody at work. I didn't really watch this movie because I heard it wasn't that good, and I didn't want to be disappointed because I like Eddie Murphy. But I watched it. I was like, it's actually not that bad. I mean, it wasn't great. It's not.
It's a funny
cinematic
movie. Yeah.
masterpiece, but It was cool.
But I mean, he did Pluto Nash. He did some terrible stuff, man. But
Let's not look that direction.
yeah.
Let's look over here.
You know, it with Haunted Mansion, it just wasn't the Haunted Mansion movie people wanted,
Yeah, of course.
and that's what he took the fall for it. Sadly,
And it came out right after Pirates of the Caribbean, which
Yeah.
was such like the first one was such a good movie,
yeah,
and it set the bar as really high.
and that was a big problem for them.
So,
Yeah.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm good.
So you see, they're planning a Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse sequel.
Yeah,
Well deserved.
well deserved. That was done really well. I'm not sure who actually owns the rights for that. If it's Sony, Fox, or whatever, Sony, Fox, or Disney.
I
But-
believe it's Sony on that one.
But that movie was done really well.
Mhm.
It was probably the true Spider-Man film that we all want to see.
Yeah.
Like it captured the essence of what Spider-Man is.
Yes, definitely.
And it gave in an introduction to Miles Morales, who not a lot of fans know who he is.
I don't.
No, he was the Ultimate Universe Spider-Man for a while, wasn't he?
Not quite. I guess what happened, and I'm not 100% sure that Spider-Man died. Somehow Peter Parker died, and he took up the mantle of Spider-Man,
Yeah.
being completely different.
Like I said, if I remember right, it was in the Ultimates universe.
This is the kid.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And the thing is, he's African-American Latino. He's Afro-Latino.
Mm-hmm.
So it's completely different from what we know. But you know what? We need to update characters nowadays.
And that was Stan Lee's big thing when he was alive, rest his soul,
Yeah.
that he loved about Spider-Man was the fact that with that full costume, that full mask, anybody could be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He was the ultimate character like that any kid could go in there and imagine that they're Spider-Man because they're fully clothed. You don't know what they look like underneath. So that gives more credit to that. And it's cool to see someone of that nature, a minority in that character spot,
Yeah.
doing well. And then now it's kind of merged into the regular Spider-Man universe. And there is the Miles Morales Spider-Man and there is actual Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Did you see Oscar Isaac is in it? He does a voice for Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 2099.
Oh, yeah. That's a
That's
future
what-
Spider-Man.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
So, even Tom McFarlane, going back to what Rick said, was saying, like, we saw him at a convention. He said he wanted to write a joke, or not a joke, but a line in a Spider-Man book saying, like, goes, oh, these fucking, or these damn black people are doing this. He's like, hey, you don't know what I look like under this mask. I could be black just as well.
Yeah.
He goes, crime, doesn't...
McFarlane said that?
McFarlane said that. But then he stopped Spider-Man, and that's why he created Spawn as a black character.
Yeah, man. I loved it. It was probably... DC is usually known for having those high quality animated features.
Mm-hmm.
I could care less about the DC, cinematic universe in terms of Superman and all that. I haven't seen the Joker yet, and I'm probably the only person on the planet who hasn't. But
Yeah, I haven't seen. I
haven't seen it either.
But they were consistently good with their animated. Killing Joke was fantastic.
Even
They
Batman
did
66.
Batman the Outsiders, and they did some really good animation. This was the first true fantastic animated movie that Marvel had under their belt, and it's well deserved. It left it open very well for a sequel, being able to play in that universe, getting Spider-Man 2099 in there, and we'll see who else. Maybe we'll get the Stan Lee Spider-Man. Like they did at the end of the cartoon series on Fox, which is also on Disney Plus.
Oh, there you go.
So
Yeah.
I'll go back and watch that too.
Yeah, Spider-Man, the one from the 80s is on there, and Spider-Man is Amazing Friends, and the Marvel, X-Men animated is on there too. But I heard like the Spider-Man are not in a chronological order.
Probably not.
Maybe
There's so
not.
many of them
Yeah.
now. At that point, you probably wouldn't need to be in chronological order unless you really wanted it to be. Speaking of that, the MCU is going to be releasing some new stuff in the next couple of years. You guys see any of that stuff?
Yeah, and Star Wars will be on hold for those couple of years while those movies are coming out.
Good. Fuck. Thank God. Finally. Let it breathe. Just give me more Mandalorian, please.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
got
I heard,
any more
did you hear
of them,
they're making more too?
Mandalorian
They've
episodes?
already started working on the second season.
Even with
So.
Baby Yoda dead?
Possibly. Yes. Possibly.
I read that article, man. Baby Yoda died on set.
Oh, man. I heard it was terrible.
It's a great Hard Times news article. If you happen to be able to find the hardtimes.com satire.
Hot times, baby. Hot times.
Exactly. Punk rock satire. They have a
Well,
great.
hold on a
article
second.
about
We'll go back to that. Let's go. Let's stick.
Yeah,
stick
no.
with the-
I know. I'm sorry.
We'll spend a ton of because we're going to spend a ton of time on
On the
Mandalorian.
Mandalorian.
But so yeah, they're coming out with some new movies. X.
Yeah. So Marvel's doing a bunch of new movies. I think they're doing a Fantastic Four. They're doing a new Avengers film.
Be careful what we come across, man, because I found a fan made one that had the slate. And that had like X-Men and Fantastic Four and stuff on. The one I'm seeing right off the bat, with only in the next couple years, is Black Widow.
Yeah.
The Eternals is supposed to have a full one. Then we got the Disney Plus series, which will pass up. There's Shang-Chi, and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Doctor Strange has another movie coming out. There's
the new Thor.
The Thor: Love and Thunder. So there's just those right there.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to see where Phase 4 is going to progress now that, Thanos has been
defeated.
But I read an article, man, and we didn't mention it here. I was reading an article somewhere where, I don't remember who it was talking about how the snap worked. And it doesn't, it's not death.
Yeah.
It's not death. It's just disappearance. So these people were basically trapped in some sort of like pocket universe.
Okay.
As opposed to being dead.
So they're still alive.
Which means there's still a possibility someone can get Thanos
out of
the pocket universe.
But they can't get Black Widow?
No, because the death is permanent.
Okay.
And that was the point, is death is permanent, but the snap isn't permanent. So which means they have to be trapped somewhere.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah. So that's why Black Widow can't come back. But technically Thanos could.
All right, gotcha.
But I want to see Doctor Doom or Galactus or something more heavy duty.
I've heard there's rumors of that coming up. They just got to clear everything and actually write something.
Yeah.
And I was watching, I think it was Emergency Awesome, and they were talking about like the history of Galactus. Or JLS Comics, I think, was one of those two. We're talking about the history of Galactus and what he truly is.
He's not just some weird storm that comes?
Nah. No, they were talking about the comic book history, the weird storm that comes, and everything else, and like they even talked about the death of Galactus, how it gives like birth to a new universe after I
don't know, man. That sounds pretty cinematic to me.
Yeah, well,
but some people don't believe it. It sounds like.
Well, I understand. Okay, so we're talking about Martin Scorsese said that Marvel movies are not cinema, and I understand his point.
I've read the statements and I've read the quotes. Yeah,
it's not art like he puts out and what like people want to see, but like you also have to remember at his time, George Lucas, Francis Ford Coppola, Nick Cassavetes, Roman Polanski. Did I say George Lucas?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And Martin Scorsese, they weren't considered like movies. They were just like, oh, you guys are a bunch of Hollywood brats just doing whatever the fuck you want, and you're fucking things up for like what is true cinema. But you also got to remember that Martin Scorsese studied this as an art, as an art form of telling stories. Where Marvel movies are, I think they're great movies.
They're entertainment.
They're entertainment, but they play a lot into emotions. Where like it's gonna provoke emotions. Where it's gonna make you sentimental, or it's gonna make you feel happy and joy to do things. Where Martin Scorsese is saying that's not cinema's like you're not like getting like in a play or a story, adapting it visually.
Yeah.
With all different types of elements and story elements and character development into an art form, which is what he's talking about.
Right. It's going to the idea of almost Shakespearean.
Yeah.
Where we're talking about the tragedy of man and man's infallibility. That's the Martin Scorsese cinema.
Yeah.
Whereas this seems more like in terms of the Shakespearean comedy.
Yeah.
Where we've got, it's meant to be big and ridiculous and things like that in terms of that. Whereas Scorsese, it's going to be the struggle of man versus man, one-on-one, those types of situations. Not, I have to fight this guy who snaps his fingers and everybody disappears. Yeah.
And Martin Scorsese is talking about, he has characters who are tragic and they get a redemption. So, I mean, if you look at the first Star Wars film alone, that's cinema. It's not, and then, but as progressed, it's not this high art form anymore.
Yeah. And he even admits there are elements of those pieces in the Marvel movies, but not in the way he would consider him established
Yeah.
in terms of cinema, quote unquote.
But, this discussion comes up every so often in the arts.
Yeah.
When the Ramones came out, they were saying, like, yeah, this isn't music. This is just a bunch of thugs playing 3 chords. Now it's like, wow, these guys actually knew something and knew what they were doing and reinvented music again.
Yeah, they chose to play 3
Yeah.
chords.
Hip hop wasn't considered art.
No.
And now, there's a Grammy category for it.
Who would have thought a cartoon movie could have won
Yeah.
a Best Picture nomination, even, let alone do very well, like something like Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Or even nowadays, man, you have your own category for that because it's so in-depth.
Yeah.
Or comic books being a major medium now, or graphic novels.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Not cinema. Art is always changing. And it's art is in the eye of the beholder. What you find as art, it might not be somebody else finds as art. Like if you go into you see a lot of modern paintings now, you're like, what the hell is this? And why is this gonna do it? Like Jackson Pollock. I mean, it just looks like something like a 2-year-old could do, but nobody could recreate it.
What's the old phrase? I don't know art, but I know what I like.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to everybody, though.
But I still want to go see The Irishman. They got Martin Scorsese was able to bring back Joe Pesci.
Oh, such a great cast.
Yeah, but no Ray Liotta.
Yeah, that's because they got Ray Romano this time.
Too many Rays.
Too many Rays.
Famous Ray, original Ray, Ray's Pizza.
Ray.
Not so funny Ray.
Jedi.
Hot Ray.
Jedi Ray.
Let's go back, Rudy Ray Moore.
So what do you know about it, man? What do you know about The Irishman? Like, I know absolutely nothing about this. I just know I want to see it.
So looking back at it, this is a Teamster boss. The guy who was in the Teamster was a working guy. He meets a guy who was connected. You know what we all mean by connected. And he does little jobs for him, like, burning cars or busting out places, stuff like that. Anyway, he gets introduced to Jimmy Hoffa. So this guy is looking back at his life and talking about, like, all the things that he's done. And, like, he gave his daughter a bad life, but it was to help other people out. And there's elements of there, like, how the Teamsters helped get Kennedy elected. So they're saying that it's like, the trailer says, like, this is one of, like, Scorsese's finest films. Nice. And that's hard to say. That's hard to say.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
When you look back at his career of cinema.
Yeah. And he likes that. He likes that genre. He likes that time frame.
I know a lot of it has to do where he grew up and how he grew up. He grew up in an Italian American neighborhood, like in the 50s, where like these guys were just all around, like mafia guys and guys who were connected to organized crime were just all around.
The made men, so to speak.
So it's something that he knows. It'd be like your dad doing a construction job,
Exactly.
It'd be like you guys doing teachers. Yeah.
Hey man, and it's going to be free on Netflix?
Yeah, it's going to be free on Netflix.
Friday?
Thanksgiving. Yeah, Black Friday.
Black Friday.
So that's why I haven't gotten to see it in the cinema, because I usually want to go see these in the cinema, but when I could watch it for free instead of paying the $10.50.
Exactly.
Yeah, really.
Oh, man. May have to take a break from Disney Plus for that one.
You mean you're not going to be out shopping that day?
This is the one day
no,
where
we'll
Netflix actually stands a chance against Disney Plus.
Yep.
All right. Well, you guys want to take a break?
Let's
or?
take a quick break because I know we got a lot coming up with Star Wars news.
All right, perfect.
Just
as we're recording this, it is less than a month before the rise of Skywalker, the end of the Skywalker saga.
Dun, 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 dun.
Ooh, have you guys seen the newest trailer?
Oh yeah,
The final?
Yeah, actually, I have.
many times.
Though I've only seen it once because I'm saving myself. I keep telling everybody I'm not going to get caught up in all of the trailers or all the fan videos. I did this with what was the last one?
Or Last Jedi?
Last Jedi. I did this with Last Jedi. I purposely did not watch the trailers because I wanted to be surprised and I wanted to enjoy all this the way God intended it.
I've tried to do this with all three of them. Is not delve into the lore too much ahead of time.
Yeah.
And just go in there and enjoy it for what it is.
I want to like it when I see it. And I did like it when I saw the other one, the last one.
Last Jedi.
Yeah, Last Jedi.
I enjoyed it, man. It was good. But it just, I mean, wow.
Yeah.
It's been just enough to go, oh, I want to watch this. It's going to be definitive. It's going to be the end. You know, it really is coming full circle as you see and hear all the voices that are part of it. And it's got me giddy and excited. And it's going to be emotional at the end knowing it's done. You know?
I'm just like thinking, how long is it going to be? I've heard like up to 3 hours. I've heard.
I would be surprised if it's 3 hours.
And I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm perfectly good with that.
I'll wear a freaking catheter for that one, man.
Or just do it like how I always do, go to the bathroom right at the last during the trailers.
Yeah. I've already got my tickets.
Yeah, I'm excited. I don't care if it's gonna be 3 hours. You're gonna get me anyway, and I'm perfectly fine.
They got all our money anyway, no matter what.
Exactly. You know, and as kids, we always heard the rumors. This wasn't supposed to be just 3 movies. It was supposed to be 9 movies.
Yeah.
And to actually see that come to fruition, 30 years after we were like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is going to be,
it's kind of sad for me because I know a lot of friends that like are my age who aren't able to see these because they're just, they're no longer with us.
Yeah.
And they never got to see the movies to fruition, Mm-hmm. So that's a little sad, but I mean, hey, hopefully they get to see them up wherever they are in the next plane of existence. Yeah. But I'm excited. I'm anxious. I'm happy.
Yeah.
And it's a little, like I said, a little bittersweet. Like, bittersweet. Like like C3PO says, he goes, I want to see my friends for the last time.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm just thinking about, these are like characters that have been with me my whole life. My earliest memory is going to see Star Wars at the drive-in. Mm-hmm. I've seen every film in theatrical release because, I mean, that's how old I am.
I remember my Return of the Jedi bed sheets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And listening to that picture disc over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Those are some of the just good memories of the childhood, man. And it's, like you said, it's bittersweet. And I don't know many people that have not had a chance to see them, but I know a lot of people that have said, you know what? This wasn't my cup of tea, this sequel trilogy. Yeah. And I'm like, that's disappointing. That hurts my feelings a little bit. And not because of their feelings, just I'm like, wow, that's something we grew up with is not at that level to them, but it is with me. And I'm like, oh, and people grow. I get that. People grow and change. Yeah.
I'm rewatching the films and I'm watching episode 2, Attack of the Clones. And I see people's disappointment. I see how people are disappointed with the prequel trilogy because I really haven't paid too much attention to them since they were released. Mm-hmm. I mean, I watched them. Yeah, I bought them on home video, so I watched them in different formats. But I haven't really, stopped and like, I mean, I put my phone away. I'm focusing on it. And I'm like, okay, I can see why these are just drawn out, and they could have like told a better story in a shorter amount of time.
But it's funny too because I'll read about people saying the opposite, saying that the newest 2 movies have made them appreciate the prequel trilogies more.
I've heard people say that.
That there was something about the Lucas involvement that was, okay, we get this. And then hearing Lucas recently talking about where the direction he would have had with the sequel trilogies go, focusing more on
the midichlorians.
The midichlorian. Well, at that point, they would have been the Wills. Yeah. Which was the original title of everything. A New Hope, Star Wars, as, part of the story of the Wills or something like that. And then even going into Rogue One, where they talk about the Wills. Yeah. The Guardians of the Wills on Jedi. and all that. So I don't know if that would have been how different that would have been, better or worse wise. And that's it is what it is.
I would like to see him do a Legends.
That'd be interesting.
A Legends, right? Legends thing goes like how they do the Stanley. Just Imagine, like just imagine George Lucas.
Yeah. I know we were talking about it earlier with the Game of Thrones showrunners and things.
Yeah.
As backing out. That was one of the things we were talking about too, is the origins of the Jedi being linked into their trilogy that they're not going to do anymore.
Yeah.
Which is a bummer.
Yeah. How much of that would have gone again and focused on the Wills, and how much involvement would have George Lucas had in that?
Jon Favreau.
And that's the thing. You sent us that article.
Yeah.
About Jon Favreau. Now he's going to have a lot more say in what he's doing because of what's on that screen right now.
I wonder how much of a Star Wars nerd he actually is. Because, he was a cinema guy. Obviously, he's doing this. He has to know a little bit about Star Wars coming into it, I would imagine.
I think
maybe not
like
super
a lot of
fan,
us, he was like a huge nerd because, for him to do Iron Man and the way it was done, he has to have that knowledge and back in like the 70s and 80s, like if you're into comic books, you're into Star Wars. It was compatible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he had, and for him just, to like he's asking like, okay, what direction should we take? What should we do?
Yeah.
He's incorporating elements of like spaghetti westerns and other and Western films into this movie. Let's start to just talk about The Mandalorian.
All right, let's just go into
ready
it.
for it.
As we're watching episode 3 right now in the background. Well, me and Rick are. Sorry.
As he walks
X is back to it.
in the new armor.
And yeah. I should put a mirror on the opposite side.
Yeah,
so you
I was
can
going to
see
just say that. The Mandalorian just, oh shit.
it. Man, I love this show.
From the first moments. That was the thing.
Yeah.
Is that first moment when he walks in.
From the trailer. The trailer that I saw on that Monday night during Monday Night Football was like, oh man, here we go. This is going to be amazing.
But there are those certain shows and those certain movies and things that all it takes is 5 minutes.
Yeah.
5 minutes and you're hooked and you're locked in, and The Mandalorian is one of those.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely. And then, okay, yeah, we're going to throw the maybe not spoilers. And by the time everybody hears this, if you are a fan, especially of this show, you've probably already seen Mandalorian.
You probably already watched episode 4.
Baby Yoda. ain't that some shit? That's my new jam.
Awesome.
Baby Yoda. I've abandoned Porgs. I've almost abandoned BB-8.
I may end up abandoning BB-8 because he's my avatar in most things.
I'm waiting for the Baby Yoda merch to come out, and we realize this is not Baby Yoda, but they don't have a name for it other than
we're
the
calling it
child
Baby
or the
Yoda.
asset.
Have you seen that meme where it's like the casual fan? Oh, it's Baby Yoda.
Yeah, I
And
have.
then the hardcore fan is like, well, actually, this is not Baby Yoda because this takes place after Return of the Jedi and this and that. And the super hardcore fans are like, fuck you, it's Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
We don't care. We're still calling it Baby Yoda until they actually give this thing a name.
Yeah, we realize that's not its name, but fuck you. If we call it Baby Yoda, you know who the fuck we're talking about.
And they still don't even know if it's a boy or a girl.
No.
It's assumed in one thing I saw on Instagram that it was actually a girl, but again, they don't know.
Yeah.
You don't even know what the name of the actual species is for Yoda because George Lucas never created one.
No.
And anybody who creates one now, I call bullshit on that because it was never created by the original guy. So
Yeah. The nickname is Tridactyl or something like that, and that's not
because
even
of the
official.
hands.
Yeah, because of the fingers.
Try again, assholes. I'm good with Baby Yoda.
Mm-hmm.
So, and did you see they're going to be releasing Mandalorian merch in time for the holidays?
That's a
Disney, just take my money.
rush,
Yeah, they just announced it the other day that they're gonna have a line of plush toys,
Somebody
shirts,
said the first
hoodies.
shirts are in. I was reading, I think it was like Comic Book Resource or something this morning. They're like, first shirts are out.
Oh man, yeah, I'm gonna need to get some. This stuff is gonna sell
I'll
out.
go on Disney
quick.
and look for them.
Yeah.
Damn, Jon Favreau just knocked that one out of the park. I mean, I know he wasn't maybe not the guy who created the Baby Yoda, but to put that into the writing scenario of the screenplay,
Well, between Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni being part of it, you've got it.
yeah.
Jon Favreau.
And who's Dave Filoni? What do you know about him?
Dave Filoni has been very close, and he's worked on both Clone Wars and Rebels.
Okay.
So he is very deep into the Star Wars lore with Disney.
Mm-hmm.
So once you have him in the role too, you're playing with a lot of that, and a lot of those pieces that have brought the expanded universe into canon now, the legend stuff into canon, is because of Dave Filoni.
Gotcha.
So I think a lot of those little Easter eggs and those homages are not just Jon Favreau. I think they're from Dave Filoni too.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things. What have you guys noticed?
Okay, the first one I noticed right away was Life Day.
Yes.
Because that has been disavowed by Lucas because it was in the Star Wars Holiday Special. So when he said, I want to get back for Life Day. I'm like, oh, shit. And then when they had that Life Day, and I just saw, Life Day at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, I thought it was an official thing. I wouldn't be surprised in the future if Disney starts incorporating like they did with May the 4th.
Yeah, they probably will.
Because they know they could sell more stuff. I mean, come on. It's the holiday season, like Happy Life Day to you. Yeah. You put that on a shirt. How many people are going to buy that?
Dude, I would buy it.
Yeah, exactly. We got 3 people right here that are going to buy it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so the first thing I noticed after Life Day was his weapon. If you look at the weapon, it is the spitting image. It is the exact replica of the weapon Boba Fett uses in the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Yeah.
It's got the trident end, and it's got the shoulder rest is exact copy.
Yeah.
So that caught me right away. And that was pretty badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many awesome things that I'm just seeing just in Mandalorian, and it's just opening my eyes to a lot of new, just little things. They keep saying there's Easter eggs for Rise of Skywalker. That's the name of the.
Is there?
That they keep saying that there's Easter eggs in there that in relation to it, but I don't know what they are.
Yeah. Somebody said like when the Mandalorian gets his shoulder piece, that there is a Mandalorian that looks like Boba Fett.
There's a bunch of Mandalorians.
Well, because but he has his coloring. He has a color.
The coloring is pretty spot on. Yeah.
Yeah, and now I mean, like there, we're watching in high HD, and it still doesn't. It's really fuzzy. You could, it's just somebody with his color.
Far in the background.
Yeah, and it's really dark. So unless you have one of those super cool TVs, that are 8K, I guess.
Even my 4K, I didn't catch it. So
yeah.
I liked the spider monkeys were in that scene.
Yeah.
They were eating the spider monkeys. That was cool.
And the other one, like sound like a Salacious Crumb.
Yeah, I did catch that.
Yeah. And then when he walks into the bar in his new armor, one of the guys that was another bounty hunter says, Ichuta.
How rude.
Exactly. That was my favorite. He's like, Ichuta.
See, that's one of those things that we're talking about that we could just say to each other and we know exactly what's going on and all just start laughing.
So apparently that is a curse word in some sort of language.
Yeah.
And then in the beginning scene, he was speaking Huttese. The bad guy was like trying to get the bounty. He was speaking Huttese. I didn't know what language. It's just like, they're all the same to me.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that one.
A lot of good stuff on this show. We recommend everybody watch. it. It's definitely worth seeing.
And we talked about this before, that we liked the idea that a lot of these series, a lot of these things that aren't formal in the Skywalker lore, are hitting to these different genres within the Star Wars universe, like the crime, like Solo being the crime movie or the heist movie.
Yeah.
This being the spaghetti western, Rogue One being the
war film, the
war
espionage.
film. Yes. So that's what's really cool. On top of it is being able to see all these different genres within a universe.
Yeah.
And just building that lore and building it up to be something that's really special.
I always tell everybody Disney is going to take this. They were going to take this and they were going to just run with it. There's so many opportunities that the original Star Wars universe just dropped the ball on, and maybe it was just meant to be that way, but not anymore.
No. I have spoken.
Yeah.
That's what I tell Robbie now when I'm done talking to him. I've spoken.
So let's go into this next thing. Rage Against the Machine, man. What do you think about this? I have a thought on it, and it's really just it's stupid, not that big of a deal. But I do have a thought. I have a question. But what's your take on it? You're the resident Rage Against the Machine.
I'm excited.
Rage head.
I probably won't go see him at Coachella. I am hoping they'll do a tour in other cities, like, back in California, because I just don't want to go see Coachella. I don't want to be with a bunch of hippies and hipsters that smell like patchouli. I'm excited. Hopefully this is a long term, because officially, Prophets of Rage, which was a side project with Cypress Hill and Rage Against, like the other members of Rage Against the Machine minus Zach, is officially on a hiatus or broken up.
Right.
So Be Real came out and said, yeah, we're kind of done for now. And we wish the best of luck to Rage Against the Machine, because they all came up together.
Oh, this is not like there was no like animosity.
No.
So I'm excited about this. I'm at work, when we heard about this, everybody was like, did you hear that Rage Against the Machine is getting back together? And like somebody was at work and goes, I've been listening to them since I was 11 years old. And I go, I've been listening to them since I was 16. It's only because they came out when I was 16.
Damn, Grandpa.
So my whole take on it is, okay, that's great that they're reuniting, and I'm sure they're going to have a message and they're going to propel that message. How much are you going to charge for these tickets?
Yeah.
Don't bullshit with me. Don't bullshit me
you.
and don't sell me on something that you're trying to unite people or do whatever spread whatever message it is you're going to spread, charging $200 a fucking ticket. Do not go there. I will be so devastated as a fan.
Dude.
That's like my biggest fear already. Coachella, I mean, I know they played the first Coachella. They weren't charging the same amount that they were charging back then. And
Coachella wasn't the event it is now.
Correct. And it's great that they're reuniting, and I'm a fan. I can't wait to see it. However, I am going to be a little bit butthurt if I hear that these tickets are. This is why I'm not intending on going. I'm afraid that the tickets are going to be, pretty expensive. Only the privileged are going to be able to get to go. I mean,
if the Misfits can do it,
this
imagine
is true.
what Rage Against the Machine can do.
Exactly.
And that's your thinking. I know it is.
And I had a budget on the Misfits show too. And I mean, don't get me wrong. You can get me for some coin for the Misfits. Mm-hmm. You're not going to get it from me for Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah.
But
that's personal preference too.
Yes, and we've had this discussion since we were teenagers on the dollar amount that we would be willing to spend to go to
the
Misfits
reunion.
concert.
Yeah.
And to me, Rage Against the, and this is just me personally, Rage Against the Machine is not at that level for me, just because of my taste for the Misfits. But yeah, I don't know. The Coachella thing kind of irks me a little bit, because you're true fans. Yeah, you're gonna have a lot of them there, but you're also gonna have a lot of yuppie ass millennial kids that have the money that can afford to drop for those tickets for Rage.
Here's the thing:
there's people that have already bought tickets.
Yeah,
is the thing. They release them so early without a lineup.
Yeah. And here's the thing, too. You got to remember that a lot of bands will do shows before Coachella. So they might be doing like a show like... probably the Palladium could hold Rage Against the Machine, the Forum.
Oh, for sure, definitely.
But they do... I wouldn't be surprised if they do a smaller show.
They'll do like the Wiltern or something like that, something smaller.
Did you see the RZA wants Wu-Tang Clan to reunite and tour with them?
Yeah.
He said it on Rogan's podcast. Yeah. I mean, okay. I mean, if that's the case, I mean, if you could charge a premium price for something like this,
the RZA and the Wu-Tang. Assuming Rage and the Wu-Tang.
But don't come to me with your social justice warrior message,
and charging $200 for nosebleeds.
I'm gonna have a problem with that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a big problem with that. And I mean, there's a story of Tom Morello in Seattle, like trying to throw his weight around because of his name, just at a bar, and it's like, dude, you really? I mean, I've already got issues. But I've got issues with everything. So whatever. It is what it is.
And I'm looking at your shirt. I'm like, I'll give Rise Against credit with that, because they do try to keep prices.
Yeah,
at a
absolutely.
rate. And they are very much that.
Arena rock. They're arena rock band.
They're arena caliber rock band. But at the same time, they're still pushing their message.
Correct. Yes, and they're doing it at a price that is obtainable for the right people.
Right.
Not just for everybody, but for the right people.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, nowadays with like a lot of these bands with this message, about $100 is the correct price you could charge for like an arena rock show, which is like, it's affordable. Yeah, it's a lot of money, but like it's affordable luxury that that's obtainable for most people.
Yeah.
Because like, okay, yeah, I could afford this. I'm gonna have to save. I'm gonna have to like cut these things out, but I could go for $100.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's production value. Not to take anything away from stuff like that, but if you're charging X amount of dollars and all you have is a banner in the background, and I don't know. I'm gonna have a problem with that.
Especially, I mean, and people are like, "Oh, why are you guys being so cheap?" Dude, we remember going to shows for $10, $15. We're paying $20 for shows at the most for a long
Rage
time.
Against the Machine.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
specifically
we did
for
a lot of
this.
$5 shows.
yeah.
You know, and $10 T-shirts. Now they're charging $35-$40 a T-shirt at these shows, and it's
Yeah.
like, I understand that's where they make their money, but
Yeah, I mean, yes, this is at the end of
Yeah.
the day a business, you know. But you guys are also playing it on YouTube at Coachella, so I will be watching it on YouTube.
cast onto my big screen.
Cast onto the big screen. Yep, I can watch it from right there. But like I said, I'm stoked that they're doing it. I have questions, and I'm gonna need to see. I want to see what we have presented to us, and just show me what you got, and we'll make our judgments from there.
You want the sad truth on this one though?
What?
I won't pay to see Rage Against the Machine, but I may end up having to pay to see My Chemical Romance because of the boy.
Well, yeah. Well, Dan tried to get tickets, and it sold out like
Sold
super
out.
quick.
Yeah.
So, are they talking about doing a tour after this or something?
I don't know at this point, but I'm gonna. You know, I told Anthony, go if we can obtain tickets.
Yeah.
I'll figure out a way to get you tickets if I can.
Yeah.
He's gonna make Bella jealous if he goes and she doesn't.
No, I know. Speaking of shows, man, you went to Face to Face recently.
Dude, yeah,
didn't you, Dan?
me and Dan went and saw Face to Face at the Observatory in Orange County. What was it, last month or something like that? At the end of last month.
No.
It was good. Don't ask me to remember a lot of the songs. I kind of wish I would have pulled up the set list. I've actually been wanting to get the set list because I want to make a playlist of the songs that they played from that show.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to. I haven't
Boy, I
done
love
that
doing
yet.
nowadays.
Yeah, dude. Dan did it for the Bad Religion show in Hollywood that we went to, and I listened to that playlist all the time. It was cool. One thing that was very noticeably different compared to like times when I've been to the Galaxy before, the security there was really laxed. So like everybody was able to get to the stage and jump off the stage. The problem is you're doing it in the pit area at the Galaxy. The pit area is so small that there's room for the pit, but it's really compact in the front. So as people are jumping off the stage, they're literally landing into the
middle of
mosh
the
pit,
pit.
or they're landing right on the edge of the mosh pit, but they're landing past the big group of people that are like they're hoping that they'll catch you.
Yeah.
You're just jumping right over all of them. I saw girls and guys literally carried to the foot of the steps going up right at the bouncer's feet, and they just drop them there and go back in. And the bouncers really didn't do a whole lot. It was enough to piss off. Do you know the lead singer's name for Face to Face?
Trevor.
So it was enough for him to be extremely upset towards the end of the set and say, "We're never playing this bullshit place ever again."
Oh wow.
Who is this ran by what? Live Nation? Live Nation, their corporate bullshit way of doing things. Yeah, we're never playing here ever again. So I would probably look to see him maybe at like the Garden Amphitheater in Garden Grove. But
That's weird because Live Nation runs so many venues now.
Yeah,
well, I think that's kind of part of the problem. When you overextend yourself, you kind of lose on a lot of like the rules, the details, details of like the venue itself. You know that there's no barricade in the front.
No,
He said it. He was like, "There used to be a barricade here. Where's the barricade?"
Yeah.
You know,
I remember that.
There's a lot. I mean, it made for a very intimate, fun show. But I mean, you got these yahoos, and you know Dan, and we all know Dan. Dan hates crowd surfers. So,
Yeah.
With a passion.
yeah. So you could see it stage divers because that's how people get hurt. And look at what happened. A bunch of people got hurt.
Yep.
I mean, it was wild, but it was a punk rock show. Fuck you
Yeah.
expect? I mean, I get it. It's cool. I mean, we still had a blast. It was a lot of fun.
So
man,
where
I
in the
really
set
like
was
that.
disconnected is the only question.
Very end.
Very end.
of the set, yeah. I was waiting for them to play it like 3 or 4 times, but they only played it once.
As it appeared on like 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah. The staple song. But it's a good song, though.
It's a great song.
Everybody went crazy when they played that song.
Actually, though, I always liked No Authority better.
Really?
I like the song No Authority better.
Yeah,
than that one.
that's a good song.
Or Pastel.
Yeah, but you know, that song, Disconnected, is always just going to be
It's
like
their signature song.
Yeah.
Yeah, it always will be.
So, but man, you went and saw the Mazingers the
I
other
saw
day,
the
right?
Band Singers. Yeah,
Hey,
just
during the
last
week.
Yeah, I braved a Tuesday night show.
Yeah. Who did you go with?
Ed ended up going with me. Alicia had to work, so the kids ended up at my mom's, and I ended up at the Menzingers with Ed.
Nice.
And it was,
How was that show?
Oh, dude, it's freaking amazing. The Menzingers are such an amazing live band, and their new album has been really good. I've been hooked on it. But 90 minutes. They played 90 minutes. I think I didn't recognize 3 songs.
Wow.
So that was pretty decent.
Was that because they were
They
deep diving, or because there was new stuff that they?
No, it was deep diving. Like
Okay.
I'm familiar with the 2 most recent albums and one of the older albums, or the 3 I'm the most familiar with. So they were a couple of songs off of Rented World and I think Chamberlain Waits, a couple of the older albums that I'm not as familiar with. And man, 90-minute set. In the blink of an eye, it was gone.
Oh wow!
It's one of those things that,
Wow.
like, in the blink of an eye, even Ed, who's familiar with like 3 songs period, is like, dude, that went so fast. Because I can't even, wow. It was the band before them. They were okay. They're called Tiger's Jaw. They're all right. They were decent live, but we kept trying to listen to them beforehand just to get our feet wet a little
Sure.
bit.
Yeah.
Couldn't get into them on record.
Mhm.
They were really good live. But then after about 45 minutes of them being completely unfamiliar, we're like, hey, we're kind of over it.
They played a 45-minute set opening.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then there was only 3 bands.
Okay.
And then the opening band was a band called Culture Abuse. You guys heard of Culture Abuse?
Mm-mm.
They're actually on Epitaph.
Oh, nice.
They're an Epitaph band, and they sound like an Epitaph band, like old school, Dag Nasty,
Oh,
Down
wow.
by Law, maybe 10-foot Polish, just that classic Epitaph style. I think the thing that was really awesome about them is their lead singer has cerebral palsy.
Oh wow!
Oh, wow.
So he was up there and he was doing his thing and this and that, and he's talking, of course, about this is where I fit. And he goes, I've never played this venue. We're from San Francisco. I've never played this venue. I've only ever been here selling merch or something with my friends. He goes, it's cool to be up here. And I love the fact, this is always one of those open, welcome places.
Yeah.
And, I even saw him, he was walking past us, we sit at that rail when we go to the glass house.
Yeah.
The rail.
In the
yeah.
rail. So he's walking by, dude. I'm like, dude, you guys did so awesome. And he's like, oh, thanks, man. Get a little fist bump. So
That's cool.
It was a fun show for a
That's
Tuesday
cool.
night.
Yeah.
Like, you can't go wrong with the Menzingers. Anytime they're in town, it's worth a check. It's worth checking them out.
Nice. So before we move on, I want to stop and tell you guys about a band that we're gonna play one of their songs here before we go. While we're on break, we'll play one of the songs. They're called the Basement Sound, and it's a friend of mine from out here in Long Beach, Adam, who used to be the drummer of Black Rose Phantoms, moved out to it's like South Dakota, somewhere out there in the middle of freaking nowhere. Managed to start a punk rock band with some guys that were like-minded, and they came up with a really cool sound, a really cool band. And I wanted to go ahead and play one of the songs for you guys today, if you guys were cool with that. The name of the song is called Easy on the Eyes. Yeah, Easy on the Eyes. But yeah, a basement sound. They're on Facebook. They're on Instagram. If you guys get a chance, I'm sure they've got a music video that they just posted for this song. So I'll talk to Dan about making sure that we can get that music video up on our Instagram page or Facebook page or whatever. Our X, I'll talk to X about getting that up there, and we'll get a link to their Facebook page. But if you guys get a chance, check them out. The song is called Wake Up. So we're going to go ahead and take a break. And then when we get back, we'll get into some wrestling and that bottle share, and then we'll wrap this up. And unless you guys got anything else, is there anything else cool? Then yeah, let's get this song in, and then we'll move on to the next stuff. Just check it out, guys. This is called Wake Up from Basement Sound.
Just try to leave something behind. Just try and leave something behind.
right, so that was Basement Sound with "Wake Up." Man, new band. They're taking pre-orders right now for their record. It's supposed to come out in December, I believe.
Oh wow, cool.
There's a couple of ways you can. They've got packages. It's pretty cool. I was going through their website earlier. You get $10 for the album, all the way up to $50, and you get like an album T-shirt, digital download. Oh, and all the albums come with digital downloads.
Right on.
But you also get like a ticket to their show, which is I think in like Sioux Falls, South Dakota, or something like that. So just depending on what you're looking for, it looks like it's going to be kind of slightly crowdfunded. So that's going to be pretty rad. I'm really into it. I'm digging the sound.
It was good, man. Good old fashioned punk rock. Good for the
they did a great job with it. So if you guys get a chance, stop by their Facebook page or their Instagram page. We'll put links up as well for it. Yeah. So, dude, X, tell me about this beer that I picked up for us.
All right, so I saw this on Instagram from an El Cerrito page. It's Belching Beavers peanut butter latte nitro golden stout. So it's a golden stout, so it's not dark in color, with peanut butter and coffee.
There you go. It's nice. There you go. Full effect.
Recommends a hard pour.
Oh shit, that is
this
good.
delicious.
Is that how it's supposed to? Is that how
Yeah.
like the nitros?
The nitro makes it creamier.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So the difference is a different gas. Like Guinness is traditionally poured on nitro, so that's why it has that creamy head to it.
Yeah, for sure.
So this is actually really good.
Wow. Belching Beaver has
So
never
smooth.
ever disappointed me though.
Never. Oh.
No. Even their Mexican lager was good.
Yeah.
And then what did I have recently? Oh, that's what it was. They did another collaboration with the Deftones, and it was a Mexican lager this time with lime.
Oh, really?
Pretty solid.
Yeah, this is some good shit right here.
I tell you, who would not drink this is the newest member of WWE Backstage, CM Punk.
It's when you live in that straight edge life.
Yeah, but yeah, he's back. I haven't had a chance to watch anything, but I'm quite amused with how many people are up on Twitter telling them to fight him. Fight me, fight me, CM Punk. Fight me, CM Punk. You got to realize right now, he does not work for the WWE.
Yeah.
He works for Fox.
Oh.
His contract is with Fox.
Okay.
Yeah, it was never with the WWE.
No. So all these people are up in arms saying, "Fight me, Seth Rollins!" Now, I think he's just looking for a way to stay relevant at this point. Fight me, fight me. He's not going to fight you.
Now, with his contract with Fox, does that mean he can't appear in other federations?
That's a good question. I don't know the details of his contract. He wouldn't, because that's not the kind of person.
Yeah,
he
I
is.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm hearing WWE still wants him under their contract as well.
Yeah.
But at this point, there's nothing set in stone. There's nothing going on with that is noteworthy to talk about. But like I said, I think it's a lot of people trying to stay relevant, saying, "Come fight me, come fight me."
Hey, you got to do what you got to do, man.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna fight nobody right now.
He doesn't have to do squat.
And all he has to, and he can talk all the shit he wants about him on backstage.
Yep.
There's nothing they can do about it.
Kudos to him for at least being able to pull that off.
Yeah. But I guess in the time frame, he's been out of the sport for 5 years.
Has it been that long already?
It's been 5 years. And
Wow.
he's saying he didn't really keep up on it. So he's had to go back and catch up on 5 years worth of WWE and content and stuff like that. And he says most of it's shit. He goes, the standouts most of the time are the women.
That is true.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see where this goes and if he ends up getting his own contract with WWE again or.
Now, do you think his contract will be more than 83 days?
Oh, definitely more than 80 days.
So I just put that on there really quickly. Eric Bischoff it was on his podcast, which is called 83 Weeks. It's like how long WCW was number one in the ratings head to head against Monday Night Raw. Wow. So it was 83 weeks. So they were teasing him and Conrad, who does a podcast with them, saying so we're gonna call this 83 days because that's how long roughly you lasted. And he just laughed. He's like, yeah, well, yeah, kind of. He said there was a decision. He parted ways happily. It was a mutual agreement, for him to leave, and he's like, okay, that's fine. He is still friends with Brother Love. What's Brother Love's real name again? Bruce Pritchard. He said, we're still cool. He goes, he was at my house a couple days ago. We're still very friendly. He goes, it was a business decision. I wasn't doing what it was they needed to get done, and I've moved on. I'm okay with that. I'm going back home to Wyoming, and that's fine. So I'm sure he had a contract. They bought him out, and
from what I had heard, a lot of what he was doing, and I may be wrong, I may be reading dirt sheets terribly, but a lot of it had to do with the transition anyway, and transitioning to Fox and having the network experience, working with networks and things like that. That was going to be beneficial. At this point, maybe he wasn't necessary. You know.
Yeah.
Well, they got to figure something out because they keep. I mean, this is past week was the first week that NXT beat AEW.
Right.
AEW. I mean, yeah, Fox has. I mean, WWE has Fox, so you do have more audience numbers, but that show still sucks compared to Dynamite.
That's the thing. No, I've actually been a really big fan of NXT.
I'm more talking about Raw, but yeah,
Raw and SmackDown, hands down, they're nowhere near Dynamite caliber. But Bischoff would have been working with SmackDown. He would have been working primarily there. Paul Heyman's got Raw.
Yeah, and
Raw's been the better of the two lately.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still not. I mean, that freaking everyone talks shit on it is the Rusev, Bobby Lashley.
Dude, that drives me nuts. I can't stand that thing. That's kind of what's pushed me away and pushed me more towards AEW anyways.
Right.
Now, is Raw the flagship show for WWE and like SmackDown's a secondary show?
That's traditionally been the case, but
with it going to
Fox, they want SmackDown.
Yeah, because they have the
flagship
bigger
show,
audience.
they have bigger audience. It doesn't sound like they're getting the numbers they want, though.
Yeah.
No, not even
Fox
close.
is content, but there's going to be a point where there's going to have to be a breaking point. Be okay, this is what we're paying you. This is not what we're getting. How are we going to work this out?
Now, that's on Friday night, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the lines, they're going to lose that money.
I've already forgotten that SmackDown's on Fridays on Fox.
Yeah.
I was home yesterday and probably could have watched it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. I was watching Mandalorian.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like we said, it's taking a back seat to that.
You got to remember, Friday nights are the kiss of death slots.
They are. How many years? But SmackDown was on Friday nights for years.
Yeah.
It was on
Friday
Friday nights
Night
for
SmackDown.
years, and it was kind of, for lack of a better term, it was the forgotten era.
Yeah.
It was kind of like whatever. Yes, there was decent matches on there and things like that, but those were the years I really wasn't watching wrestling as heavily as I am now.
Yeah.
In those pieces. And like I said, there's going to be a breaking point. Eventually, they're going to lose money, and it's going to happen with Saudi Arabia, I think, at some point too.
Yeah.
You know, you guys heard about all that stuff with Saudi Arabia.
I heard a little bit, but I know you know a lot more.
Well, on Halloween night, they had
Shit show.
they had Crown Jewel, and right now there is a contract for, I believe it's 10 years.
Yeah.
That Saudi Arabia will be the host to two major WWE events at their Jeddah Sports Complex, whatever it is. Rida Sports Complex? I don't remember.
Something like that.
Something like that. It's already a difficult situation because there's several superstars that can't go or won't go.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan won't go because he doesn't believe in the politics. Sami Zayn won't go because he's
not even welcome there.
He's not welcome because of his Syrian descent.
Yeah.
Aleister Black supposedly cannot go because of his tattoos. Kevin Owens refuses to go because
he's Canadian.
He's Canadian. Well, no, because
it's a joke.
He
It's just a
supports
joke.
Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
So there's already that big chunk of people, and so they need to draw names, and Saudi Arabia is paying them buttloads of money.
They got to dig in that well.
Yeah.
Of Hall of Famers.
So that's why they're bringing in Goldberg. That's
Yeah.
why Shawn Michaels came back, because they're getting fat ass money from WWE. Rumors, and I don't know how true they are, was that Saudi Arabia has not paid what they're supposed to be paying up to this point completely.
Yeah, they were supposed to pay like $100 million. They only paid like $20 million or something like that.
Vince McMahon at one point got frustrated with everything, with the Prince. He ended up pulling the plug on the live broadcast in Saudi Arabia, and then he left the country. Everyone else did not leave the country. There was a handful of people that got out on a private plane. Everyone else was told to get off of the charter, the major plane, major airline, because of mechanical issues. and then we're stuck in Saudi Arabia for an additional 24 hours.
Oh wow.
The bullshit.
Exactly. It's like saying Jeffrey Epstein killed himself.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein did not kill himself.
So, nobody has come out and said outright what exactly happened. Most people believe that it had something to do with the disagreement between Vince and the Prince. Somehow, whether it be monetary, whether it be the pulling the plug on the pay-per-view live broadcast, whatever. But these people ended up stranded. And we're talking about major names. We're not just talking about anybody. Everybody and anybody was pulled. The only people that got out, I believe, were Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman, of course.
Yeah.
Flair and Hogan.
Flair and Hogan, the New Day.
Oh, did they get out?
I believe the New Day got out. So it was like 7 or 8 names of people that got out. And anybody who happened to be on Vince McMahon's plate. Which was him and Triple H and a few other people.
And the Irish chick, baby.
Yeah, exactly. Which led to major problems because that Friday Night SmackDown,
Nobody showed.
nobody could be there. So that's why they had a big NXT invasion angle in order to make that up. And guess what? That ended up being the highest rated SmackDown since the start of the Fox run.
And they did it again. Or they did it again last night? Is that what it was?
And it ended up working well because it's built into Survivor Series, which is tomorrow for us while we're recording.
Yeah.
They've turned it into a Raw versus a SmackDown versus a NXT Survivor Series, which is going to be really cool. But the problem is, now you have 15 people in an elimination match.
They don't got the 4-man tag teams anymore?
They have 5-man tag teams.
What?
Which was the original way.
Yeah.
It was 5-on-5 on. Now it's 5-on-5-on-5. So potentially you could have 10 to 14 decisions in an elimination match.
Just digging yourself deeper and deeper.
And that was the thing I read. That it took them a while to process. Hey, that means we need to have 10 pinfalls or decisions. So now it's like, how do we do that? We're going to have some major disqualifications, like 5 people disqualified at the same time, or something like that. Are you going to see some polka dooms?
Uh-huh.
Going back to 83 weeks.
Oh, jeez.
So, but it was a mess, and there's been a lot of people that have said they're not going back to Saudi Arabia, and then there's other people that said, no, we'll go back because the money's really good.
Yeah.
But at this point, there's also rumors that money might start drying up a little bit. And it's like, okay, well, we're not going to spend as much bringing these people in here because look what's going to happen
yeah,
if
they're not getting that
if
money.
we're not
WWE's going to have to pay for it
So,
up front and then try to get that money back
Yeah.
from the Prince.
Yeah, and that's the things they're sitting pretty right now because they have the Fox and the Saudi Arabia money. But what happens when they're not delivering the way they're supposed to deliver? It's a business.
Yeah.
They're going to have to renegotiate those things. But there's 8 more years of these Saudi Arabia pay-per-views.
Suckers.
And they're already trying to get people ready for a spring one.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Good luck with that.
Late winter, early spring. We'll see what happens.
Oh, man.
I gotta
So,
tell you,
I've been waiting to tell you guys this funny story. You guys just recently went and checked out Lux Buffet.
Yes.
So, remember when they were having recently, they had a couple, in California here, we had a couple of earthquakes.
Yes.
One of the last earthquakes was going on during NBA preseason basketball.
Okay, yeah.
So, there was a game in Vegas where they were doing a preseason basketball game. Well, we happened to be at Lux that night, and we were just having dinner, me and some friends. And all of a sudden, like, we started seeing chandeliers shaking. We started seeing, like, it sounded like, a little rocking and rolling. We're like, what the fuck is going on? We're trying to eat our food that we just got from the buffet. And then they're like, there's an earthquake. And then we start looking around like, holy shit, it's an earthquake. But we just kept sitting there because we're like, but I want to finish my food. This is California. I'm all right with this.
I want my sushi.
Yeah, people are walking up to us and they're like, can you please get away from the chandeliers? Those are crystals. They'll hurt you if they fall.
Well, cover.
Yeah, but I want to finish my food. All right, let me just grab my plate and walk over here. But yeah, that was the last time that I was there was when they had an earthquake. But damn, that place is good.
Oh,
huh?
hell yeah.
Tasty, man.
It's a good place.
Delicious, man.
Tasty
geez.
food.
I messed myself up. I got too much of the other stuff. Instead of getting on a Teflon grill and all that kind of stuff, I loaded up on sushi though at the end.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's like I go like, do you want dessert? I'm like, no, I'm just too full.
That Mongolian grill's no joke.
Heck yeah, man. And that's the thing is, traditionally with a buffet, you usually get kind of a lower caliber meal.
This was
But-
up. This is more up there.
Yeah.
but they do pretty decent because they do that. The Teppan style, the Mongolian style barbecue grill. They have the sushi, and the sushi you see them working on it, and they're still cutting it there and
Yeah.
doing those pieces. So it's a little bit better quality if you're getting that stuff. If you're going for the traditional fare of rice or whatever soup or things like that, yeah, that tastes like it's heat lamped over and this and that.
It tastes like normal Chinese buffet food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just got a couple little nicer things,
Yeah.
and it's a little bit more expensive, but personally, I feel like it's worth it.
Yeah. And then later on in the you go to dinner. So when they have dinner, places like that, they usually have the king crab legs and
Yes,
larger
the
things
snow
like that.
crab. They do snow crab
snow
legs
crab
there. Yeah, yeah. I've been there for lunch. I've been there for dinner. It's a good spot. Right off the 15, right off the 10 at Milliken.
Yeah.
Right next to Hooters and Denny's.
Yeah.
Across the way
So-
from the Ontario Mills. Definitely
Yeah.
worth checking out.
Yeah, it's a cool spot, man. Anything new is I still haven't been down to the Riverside Food Lab yet, so I'm still trying. I still like want to make my
always
way
fun.
down
It's
there, but
it's fun. It's good. I went there and I had a pizza. It's hot flame. I don't know if it's coal, but it's a brick oven. It was delicious. I had a good time. Had a beer, relaxed. They have a nice little couple bars there. The burgers are really good.
Yeah.
Your daughter loves the how the pita blows up.
Yeah.
She recorded. Goes, look, you have to watch this. I'm like, oh, okay. And like it was a pita bread and it blows up like a balloon. She's like, no, you have to pay attention. Right? Watch this. And she recorded it because
Yeah,
she likes
she
it so
did.
much.
She's funny. But she likes the Impossible Burger. She goes
Yeah.
and she gets an Impossible Burger
Really?
for dinner every time.
wow.
The coffee's really good there. I had Augie's coffee. Oh, delicious.
coffee's good.
Oh, even when we went somewhere else, we're like, oh, you got Augie's coffee and you didn't bring me any?
Oh, is it the documentary?
Yeah. She's all, you didn't bring me any. I'm like, I didn't even know who you are, lady.
Back off, chick.
No, it's these people could have easily had food trucks. It's better off in the food lab.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's cafeteria style, so it's just you find a spot,
Yeah,
you sit down,
yeah.
do all that. They've got their the brick oven pizza. There's a beer farm, which is just a lot of guest taps. They have the Impossible Burgers. They have a Mexican place. They have Cajun place. There's a ramen place. I want to say there's one of my former colleagues actually does she juices now. She has a juice bar there.
Wow.
I mean, like,
So-
steroids?
All raw organic, all raw and organic juices and things like that. There's a little bit of everything, man. A little bit,
yeah, I've been really
You
wanting to
go,
go
it's-
down there and
it's
check it
worth
out.
it.
I wish they put something like that at Dos Lagos. That'd be
Yeah.
rad if they
Yeah.
put something like that
Well,
at
you know where
Dos
they have
Lagos.
one now? Is in Rancho Cucamonga. It's called the
Yeah.
Haven City Gate. I was there last Thursday.
Oh, so it's open now.
Yeah, it's open now. Yeah, it's same type of setup. They have like a pork place. They have wings. The burger place is Burger Room, which is a chain, but I had a burger there because I was just craving a burger that day.
they're decent burgers.
Yeah. Caught a couple of Asian places. Ice cream, coffee. Really cool. You could tell it's first opening because they don't have a lot of stuff there yet, and I know they
Sure.
want to build
Yeah, yeah.
up, and more people are going to come in. But I believe it was a Kmart there at one time because I remember passing by there. So it's on Haven and Arrows, just south of the courthouse in Rancho Cucamonga.
Okay.
It's worth checking out. Maybe we should all hit up there one day.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a bad idea. Rad. Well, all right, man. Does anybody got any final thoughts for let's wrap this thing up? We're already cranking over an hour, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is the holiday season's coming on, man. So we're gonna support our buddies at Made Riverside. I just missed, and I feel bad. I missed their holiday
yeah, that
kickoff.
thing. Yeah, wanted to
Yeah.
go to that.
That was a rough one, but Rico's cranking it out there, and the
Dude, they're
artisans
doing so awesome out
are doing
there. So proud
fantastic.
of them and happy for them.
Check out their Instagram, made.shop, if I remember right, or is it made.riverside? I want to say it's made.shop is their Instagram. I'll pull it up
Let's see.
while we're confirming. They're already posting a lot of the holiday crafts and things that are in. Best place to go, man. Those personalized gifts, one of a kind, unique. Year round, of
yeah.
course, but
Yeah, and you got to remember, you're supporting a local business who wants to like build things up. He's supporting his family with this.
He's supporting his family, and he supports the community.
Yeah,
everything he does is about supporting Riverside.
And not only that, but you're supporting artists. I mean, these people are trying to make a living selling their arts, and they just can't do it on their own. As collectively, they can help each other out. So just support them. There's a lot of cool stuff there, really cool stuff. I mean, and if you want custom stuff, Rico will put you in touch with these people, and you can get custom stuff. He was telling me that he had somebody who wanted to do like a remodel, and they wanted to do like a mid-century cannery, and like they had that done, and like they got everybody together to get that done.
Yeah, even if it's as simple as, hey man, I want to get some high quality coffee.
Yeah,
their coffee brews are, the people that roast locally that sell out of the shop are amazing.
Pick me some up.
I was giving coffee gifts, and it's reasonable, man. It's it's about a pound bag or half pound bag, whatever, for about $15.
Yeah,
so it's for high quality coffee. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's about what I pay. Yeah. And I know it's not, and I'm supporting somebody local. I'm supporting somebody who's doing it out of their own home, or at like a small little workspace. So yeah, that's definitely worth it.
Yeah, and they've got all kinds of blends, man. They had Colombian, they had Sumatra, they had a little bit of everything. So yeah, I'll let you know next time I go down.
Definitely.
Made_Riverside.
Okay, thank you. IGA Made_Riverside. Anything happening at the shop, my man?
No, just getting ready for the holidays, man. This is when it starts to pick up at like odd times. When I need odd times, it's like 1 minute you may not think you're busy, and then boom, everybody's making appointments.
So like a Wednesday one day, like all of a sudden all these people start coming in?
Yeah, as you're going to start seeing, it's going to start filling up pretty quick. I mean, we've got the help for it, but it's always, appointments are always the best way to go. That way that time is dedicated for you. We've been getting so much love on Yelp and Google Business. It's crazy.
I even left a review recently. For Bailey.
Dude, everybody's doing such a great job, and it's nice. I know a lot of barbers and a lot of businesses in general. They're not fans of Yelp, and I don't blame them. We, from time to time, we get bad reviews.
Yeah,
but I think what's not appreciated and what's not taken into account is that there are people that legitimately have a great experience here at whatever business. Take Crown Stash out, just any business.
Yeah,
and they will post their reviews on the internet for everybody to see. It's a blog. It's
like anything, man. If you go look at Amazon reviews, you have two sets of reviews. You have the 5-star reviews and the 1-star reviews.
Yeah.
And there's very rarely anybody in the middle is like, it was okay, it was worth it, whatever. It's either I had a really great experience or
this place sucked.
Yeah. And usually if it sucked, there was a unique circumstance or there was something with their attitude or something with that. Even in Amazon, even something like that, it's always, there's always a reason for it.
And people do genuinely look at these and take these into consideration. I can't tell you how many people I've gotten, people, I don't know who these people are. They walk in and they say, yeah, I have an appointment with Dan. And it's like, what? Oh, okay. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, who the hell is this guy?
Yeah.
I don't know who this guy is. I have a pretty steady clientele of people. I know who almost everybody is. I know who everybody is who's a regular client of mine. So when somebody comes in asking for me, and then after my puzzled look kind of wears off and they say, oh, I found you guys on Yelp. Oh man, it's like one of the greatest feelings in the world because it proves and it validates everything that we've always said, which is, you treat these people right and, watch, they will take care of you. It's not I give the best fade or I give, I'm the best barber in town. It's really not about that. No. I mean, it's a great thing to hang your hat on, and it's a great thing to have that, to be able to say that, like, you would consider yourself, I'm like the best guy. I'm booked all the time. That there's a lot of validation with that. However, none of that means squat if people are leaving you bad reviews.
Yeah, exactly.
It's nice to be appreciated.
Yeah, it's very nice to be appreciated. It's very nice to hear these kind of words, especially in an industry where you got a lot of new people coming into this industry. They don't have a clue as to what they're doing. So when they actually do put the maximum effort in, and when they do actually happen to make someone's day and they leave a review that nice and that kind for them, man, it's really nice to see.
And I noticed a lot of your barbers, man, are going that extra mile. They're going and they're working later hours, or they're opening earlier on during the weekends. Or I saw somebody's going to be at the shop Thanksgiving morning.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Bailey's
I'm
going to be there
like,
Thanksgiving morning. And it's like, I always tell everybody, you guys have to understand something. There's a lot of barbershops that are opening. So if everybody's opening up a barbershop, you now have to ask yourself, well, what makes me different from them?
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's what's going to truly sell you as a person, as an individual, as a business owner. What is that going to do?
And it's not going to be just that you have a bar.
Correct.
No.
It's not going to be that you guys are just we're giving away beer, we're selling beer, or we do this or we do that. I mean, those are all selling points for your business. Fantastic, but there's more to it than that.
That might be the reason they come in the first time, but that might not
Yeah.
be the reason they're coming back.
And I
Correct.
recommended people to go to Crown and Stash. I go, my friend works there. He's been a lifelong friend of mine. Go there, and they were like, I keep on going back. I goes, I don't always use Dan, but I always go back there because I like the service I get there.
I always tell everybody when I hand them my card, I always tell them I'm the only person that says this, that you can take my card, it's got my name on it, but don't book with me. The card leads to everybody else.
Yeah.
Try everybody else.
Right.
You might like the way I cut your hair, but you might like that they can do another service that I don't do.
Yeah.
Or you might like the fact that this person comes in super early.
Yeah.
Or you might like the fact that this person, is good conversation. Or
Yeah.
you might like the fact that this person's been cutting hair longer than everybody else in the
I
shop.
love the way Bailey works with Anthony and the kids.
Yeah.
And just being able to interact with the kids. And she has that rapport with Anthony that
She's got it with quite a few kids.
Yeah, and he needs that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, for a guy who didn't like to get haircuts for years.
Yeah.
To be able to go, you want to go see Bailey? Okay.
Yeah.
Easy,
It's
you know.
all these things. They make a world of difference in the long run, and for the prosperity of that particular person. The shop. It doesn't matter, because if that person leaves, we just got to do it all over again. So
Yeah.
really,
Right.
it comes down to the individual. And the good thing about these people are they have those things. What is it that makes you different from everybody else? It's stuff like this.
Yeah.
So it's really nice to see, and because of that, they're being rewarded by getting appointments. People are booking with them. If that means they're booking with them, that means it's getting a little harder
Yeah.
to get in with them. So you want to make sure that you can, set your appointments, get in with these guys, and get yourself taken care of. There's a lot of services they're offering, gray blending services. So guys with gray hairs, maybe their beard's getting a little gray and they want to darken it. We've got people for that. Maybe you want that black mask treatment. You're looking for some, you want to clean those pores on your nose. Hey, we've got somebody here for you.
Hey, do you got those people who do that? Those fire haircuts that I see from the Middle East?
Oh God, that bullshit. Yeah.
I just could just imagine the smell on that
Dude,
shit.
People are using fucking swords. That's like, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
Like I said, I go straight razor is all you need.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's what we've got going on, man. So that's it's good, man. It's good for everybody. Yeah, that's what we've got. What about you guys? Anything else going on? Anything else going on for the holidays?
No, man, just trying to figure out, trying to schedule, where every place I'm gonna be.
No.
With in-laws that live as far away as Glendale, it's like, oh my god, how am I gonna get there? So just doing that.
Days, man. Yeah, I get it. We're surviving right now because Alicia's dad's in the hospital right
Yeah.
now. So
Yeah, see everything. Well, we'll talk about it later.
yeah, but
we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, that messes with schedules and things like that. So we're playing every day by ear right now between everything, and we'll survive. We're good. We're toughing it out.
It's all that matters, man.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's all that matters. We're just surviving right now. People are dropping like flies left and right.
Yeah,
We are just surviving, and I am appreciative of every day that
exactly,
we get
man.
to do that.
Somebody said, what are you doing? I go, just thanking God for another day. That's about all you do, man.
Living, brother. We are living. So, well, on that note, man, let's go ahead and wrap this bitch up. We got a car show we got to go to. We got things to do today. There's a boxing match on tonight. There's wrestling. We got all kinds of stuff we got to get ready for.
All right, man. So we'll start wrapping up. First thing, we want to thank some of our sponsors. We want to thank, of course, Crown and Stash Barber Company, Made Shop Riverside, and Orange Circle Optometry.
Real quick, if I could just throw a quick shout out to the Leela Project. They were doing an event this afternoon, handing out turkey dinners to the community and
the Salvation.
Civic Center.
Civic Center.
Civic Center.
Settlement House.
Yeah, right at the
There you
Settlement House. So, man, I stopped by there earlier today. It was awesome. Amazon, they were partnering up with Amazon.
Oh,
Amazon
wow.
did a fantastic job.
Fantastic.
They had a ton of volunteers out there, literally offering to walk whatever you were getting, to walk it to your car, so you didn't even have to carry it.
Wow.
So Amazon really did a fantastic thing here. They definitely didn't have to do that, but we all know they're paying zero taxes. So give me my turkey. It's all good though. But yeah, they did a great thing for the community. I stopped by there to take a look, and Dominic and the people who run the Lila Project, they did a fantastic job with this. And I was just really stoked to see the people, a lot of happy people standing around over there, and I was definitely happy to see that for them. Anybody who's interested in either volunteering with them or at least checking out their Instagram page, it's the Lila Project, the Lila Leela Project on Instagram. They might have a Facebook page, but for sure I know they have a website, leelaproject.org, LEELA project.org. They do all kinds of charity events, man. Dominic does a fantastic job. This is a project that's based off of his grandmother. It's named after his grandmother,
Nice.
and he's just doing his best to honor her. Dominic's dad, Dennis, is telling me about all the stuff he's doing. I've volunteered at one of their events before, and it was just really cool. I really wanted to just throw him a quick shout out and
Cool.
try to get people to check out their page and see what they got going on, man. They're always doing stuff for the community, so.
Can I throw out a shameless self, or not a plug for me, but again, another friend of the podcast, my buddy Ed Ober. He just was approved, and he's been spending years as a financial planner, but he's approved. He's 100% independent now.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, I saw
So
that.
He's
Yeah.
got he's started up his own firm. It's called Balancing Life, and I love it, man, because his belief is, right now, any firm he's worked for, it's always been, you want the high end investors. You want these people that are coming in with lots of money to invest and create those assets, and you're making money for people who already have money.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to do that. He wants to make this an affordable place for every man.
Yeah.
So he's coming in with that idea of here are the rates, here are the reasonable rates. We're going to work with you. It can be a one-time thing to set up like a temporary goal. It can be an ongoing thing where we're going to guide you and set you up so you can balance life, save up for what you want to save up for, and be part of that. He's doing a fantastic job. He just launched about 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's balancinglife.com. He's going to be 100% honest with you. He'll sit there with you, of course, with that first getting to know meeting. And if he'll be honest and say, you know what? If we don't have the rapport, I don't feel like it's going to be something we're comfortable with. But again, he's going to push to make it what you want at your rates.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
That's rad.
yeah. So definitely check him out again. That's balancinglife.com.
Perfect. Excellent.
for
Got
it.
anything you want to add to that?
Nah, other than I have spoken.
And we'll go ahead and finish with that, guys.
All right. You want to let me do the plugs.
Oh, yeah,
real quick. Of course, we're always looking for music, product reviews, bands. Again, if you have anything you want us to check out, short films, whatever. We love the independent arts. We love working with the local community and just the independent community in general. We're happy to work with you. You can email us at exocast@yahoo.com. We're on Instagram at exoculture, Facebook at exocult, Twitter at exocultcast. You can listen to us on iHeartRadio, PodOmatic, iTunes. We're on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, and YouTube. You can even ask your smart home device to play the Extraordinary Culture Podcast. And that's going to be it for this time. I have spoken.